As the Cassini mission neared its final chapter, the team at NASA knew it had one last chance to unlock Saturn's secrets. With fuel reserves running low, a bold plan was set in motion, one that would take the spacecraft closer to Saturn than ever before, through uncharted territory between the planet and its rings. This extraordinary phase began on November 30, 2016, when Cassini started a series of high-flying maneuvers over Saturn's North Pole. After each ascent, it would dive down toward the narrow F-ring, the outermost edge of Saturn's main ring system. Over the next few months, Cassini completed 20 of these daring orbits. These passes allowed scientists to study the outer ring regions and upper atmosphere with unprecedented detail. But this was only the prelude. On April 22, 2017, Cassini executed a critical maneuver, leaping over Saturn's main rings and into the narrow gap between the planet and its innermost ring. This marked the beginning of what would be known as the Cassini Grand Finale. The spacecraft embarked on a final sequence of 22 tight, looping orbits, threading the needle between Saturn's atmosphere and its innermost D-ring. This region had never been explored by any spacecraft. It was risky, thrilling, and scientifically irresistible. Each dive brought Cassini within just 1,600 kilometers of Saturn's cloud tops, closer than any spacecraft had ever dared to fly. At those altitudes, the spacecraft experienced increasing gravitational tug, radiation exposure, and the possibility of collisions with unseen ring particles. But the rewards were immense. Cassini's instruments measured the mass of the rings, the composition of Saturn's upper atmosphere, and variations in its magnetic field. This helped scientists determine the true age of the rings and gather data on the planet's internal structure, data that had eluded astronomers for generations. NASA described the grand finale as a high-risk, high-reward maneuver, a chance to collect incredibly rich and valuable information that even the mission's original planners could scarcely have imagined. During this phase, Cassini became more than a spacecraft. It became a kamikaze explorer, diving repeatedly into danger, all for the sake of knowledge. It performed measurements no probe had ever attempted, capturing data in real time and relaying it across the vast gulf of space to Earth. The team adjusted its instruments to scan for dust particles, sample atmospheric composition, and track variations in gravitational pull as Cassini skimmed above the clouds. Even the radio antennas were used to detect the density of ring material by observing signal disruptions. And through it all, Cassini continued to photograph Saturn's rings and atmosphere in stunning detail. The images from this phase revealed new ringlets, vortex-like structures, and auroras dancing across the planet's poles. What made this phase even more poignant was the fact that Cassini was heading toward its inevitable end. With each pass, it edged closer to the day when it would plunge into Saturn's atmosphere and be incinerated, a noble death designed to protect potentially habitable moons like Encelada and Titan from contamination. The decision to sacrifice the spacecraft was not taken lightly, but it was essential. Had Cassini been left in an uncontrolled orbit, there was a slim but unacceptable risk that it could crash onto one of Saturn's moons. And since Cassini had not been sterilized to the level required for planetary protection, this posed a risk to future life detection missions. By ending the mission in Saturn's atmosphere, NASA ensured that Cassini would leave no biological trace. It was a poetic and scientifically responsible ending, a final embrace between a spacecraft and the world it had studied for more than a decade. As the grand finale continued, excitement built around the world. Scientists, space enthusiasts, and even casual observers watched in awe as Cassini's final days unfolded. In the next segment, we'll follow Cassini's final plunge, a descent into Saturn's atmosphere that marked both an end and a legacy. What did Cassini see? What final messages did it send? And how did it change our understanding of one of the solar system's most mysterious giants. Stay with Infinity Beyond as the story reaches its emotional and scientific climax.